Hey everyone, my name is Trevor. Today we're going to learn how to properly hold a drumstick. I want to start off by saying that really every drummer's grip is going to be different, and it really just depends on what's comfortable for you. But what we're really looking for here is to make sure you have proper bounce, you have proper control, and what that's going to lead to is proper speed, making yourself faster, making yourself be able to hit harder. But more importantly, it's going to avoid injury. And what I mean by that is anytime you're playing drums, anytime doing repetitive motions like this, even playing guitar, you have to have proper technique or you will injure yourself. And I only speak from personal experience here. When I first started touring and gigging out, I played in a pretty heavy garage rock band, and to keep up, I developed the wrong technique. It's just bashing away, more or less, bashing away. And what I developed was what I called a death grip. And really it's because I'm just holding on for dear life and just bashing away as hard as I can. So after about 2 years of touring and gigging out, I started getting a shooting pain that went from the palm of my hand out to the tip of my finger, as well as numbing, all sorts of things like that in my hands. And later confirmed it with a doctor as I went, got tests done. She told me that just the repetitive motions of drums and playing maybe even the wrong way, she told me, was leading to this. And she said the only way to relieve that was physical therapy and or surgery in that hand. I didn't want surgery. I didn't want to lose my career. I didn't want to stop playing drums. So I thought about what she said about maybe I was playing wrong. And at first I thought, no way, there's no way I'm playing wrong. I've been playing for years. How could I be playing wrong? And then I took a step back and I learned again how to hold my drumsticks. And within 6 months, I would say, maybe even less time, I immediately stopped getting the numbness. Not immediately, but after 2 months, I stopped getting numbness, I stopped getting tingling in my hands, and I really felt an improvement not only in my physical ability or my physical how I felt, but I was able to play faster. I was able to play more dynamics. I was able to play different rhythms that I never even knew that my hands could play because I was holding the sticks the wrong way. So really, it is a crucial part of learning, and without it, you could just not be able to play drums again. So step one is to just loosen up your hands a little bit, drop them to your side, and just be easy, relax your shoulders, let your hands just kind of rock next to you here. So from here, just gonna raise your hand, give a pointer gun, turn it, and now just give a little cup like that in between these two little points of your pointer finger. You're gonna take your drumstick about 1/4 of the way down and place it in between this point and this point on your pointer finger, just like that. What you're looking for is a natural fall and a natural bounce of your drumstick, kind of like a basketball, just like this. See, nice even bounce. That's like exactly if you would drop a basketball or a bouncy ball and it would bounce. It's something like that. What you're not looking to do is choke too far back on the stick to where you drop it and it just dies. Or too far forward on the stick where your stick won't even go down, or it just dies on impact as well. What you're looking for is somewhere about 1/4 of the way down. It's gonna depend on, first of all, what stick you're using, and it's also gonna depend on what feels right for you. And experiment with this. See where it bounces best. See what feels like control for you. See how much power you want to have, how much finesse you want to have. My sweet spot is probably pretty similar to most, which would be somewhere between this American flag and the A on American Classic on these big firths. I actually am seeing right now, I'm about on the AM. Like again, it just depends on how I'm feeling. And that feels good to me right there. So the next thing you want to do is actually take your thumb and grip between your pointer finger and your thumb lengthways up and down your stick like this. What that does is give a nice grip and still allowing that fulcrum point or that balance point to drop. Once you feel like you have a good grip on your stick like this, all you're going to do to finish it off is just wrap your fingers around like that. Then you have a nice, easy, powerful drum stroke. So now that you have your match grip, I want to go over the 3 different types of match grips that there are. The first one is German, which is wrist flat like this. The second one is French, which is wrist up, like you're about to grab a doorknob, shake someone's hand. And the third one is American, which is kind of an in-between of those two, about right here. Now to explain those, German really gives you a lot of power. You're going to be gripping, not hard, but a little more secure with your fingers here. It's going to be a lot of natural wrist movement. With French, it's going to be all in finger control right here. So maybe when you're playing, complicated ride cymbal, complicated hi-hat, fast drum rolls, things like that, you might want to use French grip. Now American grip is kind of, like I said, just an in-between. I was always told not to play American grip when I was taught. Come to find out that it's okay to do it. I was always told either do German or either do French. That's because I grew up in orchestra and a band, all those sort of things, and it was a little more traditional education that way. But either, whatever you feel is comfortable at the time, learning progressively over time, I learned to use them in different ways. So let's say, again, I'm doing some really heavy floor toms or fills, things like that. I'll do a German grip, really give a lot of power there. If I'm doing some light cymbal work, maybe some rolls, things like that, I might use my fingers and do more of a French grip. Typically, if I'm just not thinking of grooving, things like that necessarily, I'm going to be doing American kind of in between, things like that. So one more thing I really want to stress here before I go is that everyone's grip is going to be different. And as long as you feel comfortable with it and you're not getting injured, that's the important part. I think it's really important to look in the mirror, film yourself, watch yourself. I mean, you'll see if you're holding it too tight and you got, turtle tail sticking out like this, or you're holding back here and you're losing your stick every song, there's something to be changed. You'll know. Just try some things out. Try these techniques out and see how they feel. Thanks.